Hi, I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Eddie.
Welcome to the Cadence Culture Dialogue. This is where we talk about how we can be culture builders in our workplaces. The previous dialogue was about the journey that we've had and the power of why. Do check it out if you've missed it.
Today's dialogue is about organization culture. Please share with us your perspectives, questions, and comments.
Now, on to this relevant topic of culture. People may have different ideas of what culture is. So let's begin by sharing what is organization culture and why is it important?
Organization culture is the way that people work and relate with one another, comprising of values and beliefs, assumptions and expectation, practices and ways of working. Hence, culture shapes the thoughts, decisions, and action of everyone in the organization. Culture determines the rhythm of work and relationships. I work on a culture transformation project with a company from the real estate sector, right? And I observed that the culture regards seniority, expertise, and work experience, right? It is the key criteria for the organization success. Make a guess. Who are the people that propose solutions and make decisions?
The seniors, those with experience, the leaders.
Spot on, bro. Other than this group of seniors, everyone else takes order and executes without questioning. The impact of such a culture is top-down with hardly any bottoms-up feedback. Without the feedback, the leaders are not able to anticipate challenges and address them ahead of time. By the time the challenges surface, right, the company runs the risk of not being able to deliver on time or deliver based on what was agreed. Right? Revenue and bottom lines are both affected, and people's morale were all-time low.
That's why organization culture is so critical. Because culture enables business. It is the single most important determinant of an organization's success. Because culture is not a means to itself, neither is it just for the well-being of the people, even though that's important, but it's also for the organization's achievement of its mission, vision, strategies, and goals.
In fact, I see an increase of business leaders investing in their organization culture. Kevin, share with us your experience on how culture impact the business strategy.
In my previous role as the head of business development in a telecom multinational, the organization had great products, mission, vision, and business strategies. However, we were steadily losing market share to fierce competition, and the employee engagement levels tanked.
Wow.
And what was lacking was actually a culture strategy, a way of us engaging with both clients and colleagues internally and externally in order for us to be able to do better work together. I developed a culture strategy together with the senior leadership team to be more people-focused rather than just product-focused. And we took a very strong consultative partnering approach. This turned around the employee engagement scores and it turned around the business results.
Wow. Culture is the strategy to turn the business around.
Yes.
I'm curious to find out, Kelvin, your view about organization applying the same culture strategy to achieve success. What is your view around that?
Well, culture needs to take into consideration the organization's business, the industry developments, and the people. So it is not able to just take a cookie cutter approach because every organization's culture is unique in being able to achieve its business success. There isn't a gold standard culture that can be applied to every organization.
I agree, because culture is also dynamic and living and needs to grow and change over time to adapt to the needs of the organization, changing goals and strategy.
Gee, this reminds me of a recent project I did where I worked with an organization that had a bold vision of tripling its output and growing and expanding its business overseas.
Wow.
So what they needed to do was to increase its workforce, and particularly in areas such as AI and analytics. And they had to leverage the team's collaboration, creativity, in order to break through to another level of effectiveness.
I think many organizations want to grow in these areas. So how do you help this organization build its desired culture?
So I started off firstly by helping them to appreciate its current culture. What got them to be successful where they were? What were some things that were core to who they were that they needed to hold on to and not compromise as they transformed? And what was it that helped them to be successful, needed to be celebrated? So we celebrated the successes, the competencies, the characteristics, and the attributes of who they were. At the same time, we also had to realize that what got them there wouldn't take them where they want to go. So they needed to recognize that with the new business strategies and tech strategies, they needed a new culture strategy, to take them where they wanted to go. Using an instrument called the Organization Culture Assessment Instrument, we were able to map out the current culture and then also help them to determine the preferred culture in the future that will help them to be successful, and then develop a strategic plan to take them there.
I really like this word, it's like a trending word, culture strategy. Right? Let me summarize what you say in 3 parts. 1, know your current culture. And it's important to appreciate and recognize its strength. 2, know your preferred culture or the desired culture. Align and agree on what culture will enable the business success. Right? And 3, implementing the culture strategy.
Yes.
Simple? I hope so, but in reality, it is a highly complex process. We are curious to hear from you. What works for you in building your desired culture? What are the challenges you face in building your desired culture? Share with us in the comments box.
Yes. And do look out as well for the next Cadence Culture Dialogue. Our next dialogue session will be on the important topic of psychological safety.
Let's continue to make a difference in our work culture. Thank you for journeying with us. Goodbye.
See you at the next dialogue.